GolfNewsRI presents the Golf Dudes Podcast. Here are the dudes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Golf Dudes Podcast. Hope everyone's having a great day. It was a great day for me, of course, as you can tell, because once again, I'm in my PC jersey, but we'll get to that later on. Joining us, as always, almost always, is Mr. Rich Capaldi. Rich, how are you doing today, buddy boy?
Not too bad. Watched a lot of basketball today. I'm going to watch a lot of basketball tonight. And we are actually having the first round of the annual Degenerate Cup tomorrow. So I'm excited.
Yes, I wanted to get into that. We have a Degenerate Cup tomorrow, round one, number one. First golf round of the year for me. I know you've played a handful of times or whatever.
I played once in what, mid-February?
Yeah, he was testing your new Scotty camera, so we'll put it to the test tomorrow. Those 5 footers that I'm not going to give you. But before we get into any of that, we should tell you that the Golf Dudes Podcast is presented by Lynx Drinks. Lynx Drinks is best known for their transfusion in a can. A transfusion is vodka, ginger ale, and grape juice, all mixed up into one refreshing beverage. Look for Lynx Drinks at country clubs and liquor stores near you. You can also find them at next week's Northeast Golf Show at Gillette Stadium. We are a week away from that show, so super excited for that. I already have things mostly set up. We have a few more things to do, but nothing too crazy. So looking forward to that. Lynx Drinks will be there. I know that NEPJ will be there. Mass Golf will be there, and everything else. So we're super excited for that. Next week we're a week away from it, there, buddy boy.
Will the IRIGA be there?
No, they do not have a booth. Mass Golf and the NEPJ have a booth. So our friend Mike Bradshaw will be there. He's already reached out to me and said if we need anything to let him know. And there'll be that. Mass Golf will be there. So people at Mass Golf kind of like us ish, sort of. Anyway, that's next week. And if you're still looking for tickets, there's plenty of tickets available for both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Make sure you use our discount code GolfNewsRI. Save $3 on tickets. They're only $13 to begin with, so it's not a big deal. But use our discount code GolfNewsRI, and we hope to see you next week.
Holy crap! Breaking news!
What?
Packers are trading Davante Adams to the Raiders for 2 2022 picks.
That was not
according to Adam Schefter. Holy crap!
That was not the breaking golf news I was thinking you were going to say.
No,
there's no breaking golf news. But anyways,
that's what I mean.
Wowzers!
Wow!
So that would make Aaron Rodgers happy.
They franchise tagged Adams. He didn't like it, so he left. Holy crap!
So anyway, that was a big breaking news in the NFL. I know it's not golf news. I was excited for a second. I thought like something crazy just happened in golf, and we just had our whole show rearranged for us. But anyway, a big breaking news apparently in the NFL. Davante Adams traded to Oakland. You said?
Oakland.
You said Oakland?
2 picks in the 2022 draft.
Wowzers.
Holy, that's about as breaking as you can get. Holy crap.
Mike Sherman, who I went to high school with, says your Friars won. Yes, they did. They always win. And Jason Smith says Rodgers is going to be pissed. So I would think so. But he took all the money. There's no money left for him.
Right?
So there's that. A crazy way to start the show. Crazy time for it to be announced. Dropping it right in the middle of March Madness and our Golf Dudes podcast. Doesn't Schefter know we're on the air? I mean, I don't know what he was doing.
How rude is that?
So there's that, I guess. So I guess that's on the table. We'll certainly talk about some other sports. As I always say, we're sports fans just like everybody else. And we understand that golf is not prime season at the moment, but it's getting closer. Anyway, our first round of the year tomorrow. My first round of the year tomorrow. I have no idea what's in my golf bag. I haven't gone through it. I've been out all afternoon.
I have no idea what's in mine either. Like, I haven't played in like 5 weeks, so.
No idea what kind of balls I'll be using. If my clubs are even there. Who knows? I might be buying a ton of stuff from Peter at the King's Crossing Pro Shop. So, we'll, I'm excited. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, by all accounts. So excited to get that first round in. I have no expectations. In fact, I have very low expectations. There's that, but we're excited to play tomorrow, and maybe we'll put some content out with it-ish along the way on Instagram and maybe Facebook. We'll see how that all goes, but try to do some content just for fun, shits and giggles. So there's that. The other local stuff that's going on, other than PC winning again, is our boy Will Dixon is playing down south in the Statesboro Open. He had a rough day today, though. He had to play 27 because there was rain. There rained out yesterday, so he had to wake up. He woke up at 5:30 in the morning, and he shot three. He shot 3 over today to drop to 4 under for the tournament. He'll make the cut, but he was near the lead. So a tough break for him today, but he'll bounce back tomorrow in the final round, and hopefully climb the leaderboard a little bit. And also Oklahoma Golf. They are back in action tomorrow. Patrick Welch is now 16th on the PGA Tour University rankings, so he's one spot out of an automatic exemption into one of the PGA Tour mini tours after he graduates. So that is now a very real, very realistic thing that he could get done. And he's playing tomorrow. He's leading off Oklahoma in the men's NIT tournament, they call it. So we'll have coverage of that as well, but Patrick is just one spot out of an automatic exemption into PGA Tour Mini Tour, so big news for him, a big deal for him. Obviously, we've been tracking that, and now it's very much a real thing. And who knows, maybe he would sneak into the top 5. That seems like a long shot, but I mean, he's playing as good as he's ever played, or just about as good as he's ever played. So, pretty exciting stuff. So that's what we have on the local. On the local scale, I know a lot of courses are opening up. Fenner Hill's open. A lot of courses are starting to open up, so it's an exciting time of year. People have commented and said, "Oh, Montop's open and Triggs is open." And these, we're not reporting every single course opening. To be fair, those courses have been open all winter, so there's no like Triggs opening for the season. It's been open for the winter, been open all year. Montop the same thing. So people wondering why we don't put up those courses. They've already been open. And they were both featured in our winter show, our winter list of courses that were open. But exciting time of year for sure as courses start to open. And obviously the tournaments are inching closer, both one that we're playing in and 2 that we are covering. And certainly there's a lot going on in both of those things. Kerpray sent out their tournament schedule the other day to sign up. So just a heads up, I'm actually telling you this for the first time on the air. So this is how
I was just like, wait, I didn't get anything in my email. Like, what the hell's going on?
So this is how transparent the show is. Rich, just so you know, the July 4th member guest is on June 30th. It's a little confusing.
Wait, what?
The July 4th member guest that you always play in every year, the member 3.
On July 4th, usually.
No, the member guest part, the member guest, not the tournament, not the July 4th shootout. The July 4th member guest that we take your dad to and stuff. It's on June. It's on June 30th. The July 4th falls on like a Tuesday or something. So
I think it falls on a Monday. I think
whatever it is. But just a heads up.
Wow.
So it's a little tricky this year because it's not like right there. But just so you know. Anyways.
Yeah, just send if there's a list, just send it to me so I can. My boss already knows. So.
Yeah. Anyways, so there we go. A little bit of housekeeping here on the Golf Dudes podcast. So I know PGA Tour is in action this week. A weird week for the PGA Tour because they just finished the Players on Monday. The next tournament is already underway. I know there's a big tie for the league. JT is actually playing this week in the Valspar Open, which is kind of surprising.
There's a lot of good players playing. Xander's playing. Gary Woodland.
And then I think next week is the match play, or the week after that. So
I think this week's the next coming week is the match play.
So there's that. So the big news of the week, of course, the big breaking news of the week is the Saudi Golf League announcing their 8 tournament schedule, and of course it has New England ties. As we broke, the International Golf Club in Boston is hosting one of the Saudi golf tournaments. As we reported last year, the International was just bought out of bankruptcy by Escalante Golf. I'm not sure saying that has anything to do with it. I'm just giving the story. So they will host a Saudi Golf League tournament in 2022, September 2nd to September 4th. Kind of crazy. There's obviously other courses include Pumpkin Ridge in Portland, Oregon, which is a famous course that Tiger won his 3rd straight U.S. Amateur on. and then also Trump's golf course in New Jersey is also a U.S. Host, I guess is the word. Your thoughts on the Saudi Golf League going forward? It looks like we still have no idea who's playing in it, but they're coming to Boston, so it should be interesting to say the least. I definitely was not expecting that.
Yeah, we're gonna need some passes to that. I'd love to see. I'd like to see who eventually comes out. I'd like to see who is on the list once it finally comes out. I have a good idea of who maybe like a couple of them are, but yeah, it's interesting. It's a eight tournament season, one of which is going to be in Boston, so that's pretty cool. Would you say it's in September, right? So yeah, that's perfect.
Yes,
not too hot, not too cold. Perfect time of the year. It's funny that it's about the same time that the
TPC tournament. The TPC tournament usually goes.
TPC Boston tournament is for the playoffs for the PGA, which is kind of funny. But yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully we can grab some credentials to that and see what the hell's up with this whole league.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Again, I was certainly stunned to see that they were coming locally, and actually their first tournament of the whole thing is actually the week before the U.S. Open over in London. So that's kind of interesting as well. Again, we still have no idea who's playing in this thing. There's no roster that's been announced, at least not that I've seen, unless it's been announced within the last few minutes. There's no roster that's been announced, so it certainly is interesting that some of the timing of it. So there is that. Excuse me. And so that was kind of the big news of the week. It kind of went into a big kind of went viral for us, which was good. And the third U.S. location, the fourth U.S. location, excuse me, was Rich Harvest Farms in Chicago, and that's in mid September. The whole league is supposed to start in June, so who knows what's going on. But now there's also a third golf league that's trying to start, which I sent you the tweet from Fire Pit Collective, the Premier Golf League, that is trying to get the PGA Tour on board with team events and stuff. So I don't know much about that yet. I know they sent the email to Rory McIlroy, according to, as the Fire Pit Collective showed. So certainly some interesting stuff. Interesting times in the game of golf, both locally and obviously across the country and the world. But the numbers are way up, and like I said, we are counting down to our first golf round tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes here. And so yeah, there is that. I know the King had their Guinness Cup today. Did you obviously didn't play that?
No, I think it was like $20 a person, nine hole scramble. I couldn't get anybody to play with me, so I just stayed home today. So I'm not. We'll have to ask Peter, or we'll ask whoever's there tomorrow about. I'm not sure. I think it was like for like club credit or maybe like merchandise or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know the rain was supposed to come in around 1 or 2 o'clock. So I'm pretty sure everybody got their rounds in pre noon if they could.
And they had a few pints of Guinness. Of course, it is St. Patrick's Day, so I
completely forgot about that.
Me
when
too.
You said that, I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, it's St. Patty's Day. Hello.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even think about it because I was focused on like basketball all day.
How was Smoky Bones, by the way?
There was nobody there.
Really? Wow.
I mean, I like the ribs there, so I think it's good. But there was no one there. We had about 10 or 11 people, so we were there for most of the day, most of the afternoon. So yeah, it was good. It was good to get everyone together. So yeah, it was good. I mean, it's not. They lost a lot during I don't know if it was the pandemic or a combination of things. Unfortunately, I mean that used to be like the place to be. And
I used to go to Smoky Bones all the time.
They kind of lost the vibe a little bit over the last year or two, but I still enjoy going there once in a while. The ribs are still good, so that's all that counts. So lots going on in the sports world, of course. Lots going on in the sort of the golf world for sure. And obviously, Rich had the breaking news that Devontae Adams was traded today.
I
tonight.
had
That's
to say that
crazy.
because that was like that's huge news. So
Yep. So that was kind of insane. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers wants to do now.
oh
Uh,
Jesus.
how about that AFC West? The AFC West is loaded.
Oh gee, yeah, right. Like, what the hell is good? Yeah, the Patriots are so screwed. It doesn't.
Yep.
I don't even think it matters if they get a number one wide receiver or whatever. Now they're just so screwed. They got rid of both of their guards on the offensive side of the ball. Like they're just screwed.
Well, so if somebody let Belichick know that free agency started, I don't think he knows that free agency
started
started.
yesterday at 4:00.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he knows that. Maybe someone should
You
give
got
him.
rid of what? You got rid of Van Noy, Shaq Mason, Trent Brown, J.C. Jackson,
Mhm.
Winovich, which really doesn't really matter because they got somebody in return for him. But yeah, we are screwed.
Yes, indeed. So there is that. The Valspar Championship is going on. As I mentioned, kind of off the top, a weird week for the PGA Tour. It feels with the Monday finish. Which, by the way, what was your take on? I know you were watching it. You watched the end of it, and you were texting back and forth. What was your take on the finish of the Players? Cam Smith looked like he had all wrapped up. Then he completely almost choked it away with
Fantastic.
with an
It was awesome.
then he completely almost choked it away with no point to hit the punch out that he hit. He almost blew the whole
Right in
thing.
the water. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I couldn't. What was it? Anibon Lahiri? Yeah, I was rooting for him. Like I think midway through the weekend or midway through Sunday. That was when the second round ended.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever it was. And then all of a sudden he's tied for first, tied for second. You know, has the lead in the first round. All this stuff. And Cam Smith comes out of nowhere. I mean, his putting is just ridiculous. And how about that? How about that chip shot wedge on 18 to put it to like what, a quarter of a foot, not even, for a tap in par from the fine straw. I mean, that was just insane. All in all, good on him. Not the guy that I wanted to see win, even though I don't really dislike him or like him. It was good to see the weather finally cleared up in Florida.
Oh, what a miserable week they had. That looks like it sucked.
And then they wake up on Sunday. I think they said it was what, 36.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, it was cold. It was cold.
Who feels like that? Who feels like it?
It was cold.
So it's good to see it evened out into like the 60s on Monday for the finishing round. Good to see a lot of people. There was a decent amount of people there. Right. Obviously, I wouldn't pass up the chance to see all these guys finish at an epic venue like that.
Plus it's Florida. Most people are retired anyway, so.
True. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was good. The Players, I love the fact that it kicks off the year.
Yeah,
I consider it one of the majors, but yeah, it was good. It was good to see it. Now we can actually start the golf season. Augusta's what, 2.5 weeks away? 2 weeks away? I'm pumped.
Something like that, yeah. You kind of answered the question, as I was going to ask you. It's been a couple of years now. Do you like that the Players is in March, or did you like it better in May or whatever it was? I think it was usually May.
Yeah, it's usually the same week that I go to Florida. It's usually the weekend I get there, I think. Yeah, it was usually the weekend I get there, so it was usually the first weekend in May. I mean, up until this past Players, it hasn't really been an issue. But I mean, that kind of weather, as far as the rain wise, can happen anytime. I mean, it's not like it's a time of the month, time of the year type of thing.
Right.
You won't get the 38 degrees in Florida in May, because that's the beginning of the hot season. But I don't really care, to be honest. That, like I said, that rain can happen anytime, so I don't really care either way.
Now let's talk your thing here, betting. I'm looking. Me and our mutual Degenerate friend are looking at potential Masters bets. Okay. What do you think? What do you think of Cam Smith?
Give me numbers, because I can only see it on my phone, and I have.
I don't know what his odds are, but I know we have Scheffler and Xander Schauffele is 2. I don't have. I was saying, John. I don't have the.
Yeah. Smith has a good a shot as anybody.
But he might be. He might be a favorite.
Let's see. Draft. I mean, he's got a good a shot as anybody. I mean, I've been high on Schauffele the past couple of years, so I don't know if I'm going.
Yeah, I have them right here. So this is according to Vegas Insider, which I'm sure all the odds are relatively similar. Cam Smith is plus 2,200.
Let's see.
So we'll see. He's among the people that we are looking at. So I know you're into the betting game. So there's figure you
would you say that's on Vegas Insider? DraftKings has him at 4,000.
Oh really? I just Googled Masters
that's
betting.
That's the same thing with Tiger Woods, Berger, Justin Rose, Scheffler, Finau. That's crazy. And Rahm on DraftKings, Rahm is plus 900 and Rory's plus 1,200.
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously the odds are different. I'm looking at Vegas Insider, so I don't know what people go off of or what it's all based on. But Rahm is the favorite, plus 850 on Vegas Insider. Spieth is plus 1,100. Rory is.
So these are kind of a little bit jacked up.
Rory is plus 1,400.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. Well, either way, he seems like a hot player this year. He's already won twice. Already won the Tournament of Champions, and he's already won. He's just won obviously the Players. So, we'll see. It's starting to get that time of year where the starting to place looking for bets.
I would give it another week and a half or 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't make any bets until the closing of the tournament before the Masters, which is what the Valero.
Yeah, I think so.
Or the Shell Houston Open. That's what it used to be. I'm not sure if that's what it is now, but that's usually what it was.
So there is that. So we did some betting, we did some pro golf, we did some other things. Talk about pretty much everything. So let's do this.
We can also when we go to the sports book tonight, we can actually pull the flyers and see if there's any futures shit on there too.
Sure, a valid point. So let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we get into some of the Valspar Championships. See, I don't know if anybody really watched much of it today, because obviously college basketball has been on all day. But we'll get you updated, talk about that a little bit, and what is a weird week for the PGA Tour. And then we'll take a break, come back and do that. And this is the Golf Dudes Podcast. We'll be right back.
Billy Andre joins the show. Billy, thanks so much for doing this, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I'm very excited to be joined by an 11-time Emmy Award winner, and that is Armin Katayan. Massachusetts Women's Amateur Champion Allison Pig.
The days of the country club just being golf and maybe one amenity are gone. Unfortunately, Metacomet doesn't have those.
He has a very rare condition called kyphoscoliotic Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And at the time of diagnosis, there was only 60 documented cases in the world.
When we legitimately played the last 4 holes at Newport National, you could not see 50 yards.
And welcome back to the Golf Dudes Podcast, presented by Lynx Drinks. Lynx Drinks is best known for a transfusion in a can. Transfusion is vodka, ginger ale, and grape juice, all mixed up into one refreshing beverage. Check out Lynx Drinks at country clubs and liquor stores near you. It's also great to be drinking Lynx Drinks during the March Madness tournament. So if you're sitting around watching games, grab a Lynx Drinks. So there's that. Valspar Championship is underway. First round, obviously today, down at wherever they play in Florida, Palm Harbor, Florida, and a weird leaderboard. Again, a weird week on the PGA Tour, just in general. But guys went low. Vegas, Burns, Hadwin, whatever. So I don't know how much of it you watched. I certainly didn't watch much of it either. Again, we are sports fans, so we obviously focus on other things too. But what do you think of the opening round of the Valspar and what was surprisingly a good field, given the circumstances of last week?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised nobody backed out because of the short week. But yeah, there's a four-way tie at the top. Good old Johnny Vegas. Where have you come from? Sam Burns, Adam Hadwin, and David Lipsky.
Yes.
I think he was in contention last week somewhere. I remember seeing Lipsky's name.
He's been around, I think, a little bit, right? I don't know if he's won it. I know he's won
it. Three-way tie for third place at 6 under. I'm sorry, second place at 6 under. Danny Lee, Scott Stallings, and Richie Rowensky. Didn't know Rowensky was still there. Still
Massachusetts guy.
Let's see who else. Justin Thomas is 5 under with Doc Redman. Let's see who else we got.
DJ's 4. Brooks Koepka.
DJ's 4. Brooke Koepka's 4. Your boy Louis. 4 under.
Look for that second place finish.
Reeve, Fitzpatrick, Streelman. Jesus. Pat Perez. Gary Woodland, all at 4 under. Holy crap. Shoffley, Webb Simpson, Fleetwood, Thigala, Cameron Tringale, Bubba. They're all at 4 under. Actually, no, I lied. Tringale and Bubba are at 3 under with Morikawa. So yeah, it's a very good field. I think they said five out of the top 20, I think, are in it this week, which is nice. I think everybody's trying to play as much as they can and skip the week before the Masters, just trying to tool up for that. Then they take the week before the Masters off. That way they can get there early and play as much as they can before the Masters starts. So Joel Damon 3 under. Victor Hovland 2 under.
Martin Keimer 2 under out of nowhere. Martin Keimer.
Right, where the hell has he been? But yeah, it's a good field. I do believe it's final. I don't think they stopped it because of darkness. So
it looks like everyone's done.
Yeah, everybody's done. Let's do the Kiz. My boy Kiz, he's 1 under. Not bad.
And then the annual ditch diggers on the bottom here. Something named Omar Uresti.
Charlie Hoffman, 6 over.
Charlie Hoffman.
Charles Schwartzel, Molinari. Wow. Molinari actually played well with the players last year too. That's surprising.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what's going on the PGA Tour. Graham McDowell is struggling at 2 over. Zach Johnson is 2 over. Sean O'Hare. Holy crap.
The good news is that he did not hit his ball off the practice swing again. For the
when he whipped. That's like something.
Dude, you realize
that's
that
something
was
I
the
could
fourth time
do.
he did that last week, right?
Well, that's why he's a Ryder Cup captain and no longer a Ryder Cup player.
Oh, and then what's his face? Stenson's the Ryder Cup captain.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Sort of surprising given the fact that he's been so, not good lately. I don't really, obviously, we don't really pay attention to the other side of the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup and stuff like that. But I did think it was kind of weird that, he hasn't been in good form lately. So, hey, it is what it is. I don't dislike him. I think he's pretty funny, behind the scenes and stuff like that. So, I guess it's good for us. But yeah.
But if you're a captain, you don't need to necessarily be playing good. You're not playing as a captain.
True.
You just have to have control of the team. He was an assistant captain in the last go around. Not that it worked out well for the Europeans, but what's interesting is him taking over the European squad. He almost has kind of like a rebuilding job. It feels like because they're kind of in flux. I mean, Sergio's old. All these other guys are getting up there. Poulter's getting up there, longtime veteran. So, at some point, he might be in charge of kind of rebooting the European Ryder Cup squad, which is going to be interesting. So, and I've listened to a lot of people talk about it. They've been saying that the European team is kind of in flux, kind of where the U.S. was a few years ago, kind of in a strange spot of having legends on the team, but those legends are getting older and they're becoming kind of useless. So Stenson's an interesting spot. I like Henrik Stenson, obviously. There's nothing really to not like about him. But that was announced earlier this week. So Zach Johnson and Henrik Stenson are the Ryder Cup captains for the Ryder Cup in 2023. That will be played in Italy. That'd be a fun one to go to. Be a fun trip. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's the first time ever that the Ryder Cup is going to be played in Italy. I don't think they've never hosted one previously, as far as I know. And again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that is the case. So there's that. Certainly interesting week. It'll be interesting to see how that builds up over time. And obviously, the U.S. is going to focus on the President's Cup, which is coming up this year. So there is that. What do you think? I don't know if you saw this, because TW Legion tweeted it out, but People Magazine, for whatever that's worth, they reported that Tiger probably won't be back until the 2023 Masters.
As far as he's not going to play at all this year?
That's my understanding of the article.
No, there's no. Well,
they said that Tiger's trying to get back for the 2023 Masters, but they said when he does come back, he's going to be full go because he really wants to. He's getting the itch to win again. Now,
I don't see him missing the Open this year.
Right, because it's probably going to be his last time playing at St. Andrews.
That's at St. Andrews, so. I don't see him missing the Open, even if he, has to drag his leg. So, I mean, I think that's a little far-sighted. I don't think he's going to play in the Masters this year. After that, it's the U.S. Open?
No, PGA.
Oh, the PGA.
U.S. Open, Masters. It was Masters, PGA, U.S. Open, British Open.
I think he plays in the U.S. Open and the Open. I don't know where's the PGA this year.
Yes, I'm not even sure. I haven't paid that much attention.
It doesn't really matter. I think he probably plays in the U.S. Open and the Open.
Yeah. So again,
the only problem is that Augusta's a very hilly walk, so he really can't. Obviously, he's got a bum leg, so
right.
I don't see him walking. It's way more hilly than you see on TV. Apparently, I mean, I've never been there before, so.
Yeah, everybody I talked to that's been there, which is only a handful of people, of course, but they all say it's quite a trek.
So I don't unless he's miraculously playing rounds in his backyard course, or at his club, or if he's been sneaking rounds at Augusta. I don't see it happening, unfortunately, because obviously when you hear the Masters music and Tiger's there, it's obviously a lot more fun.
Obviously, I guess they've made more changes to Augusta. I don't know if you saw the Eureka Earth screenshots. They lengthened that famous par 3 16th hole. They said the grandstands look completely different the way they did it. So interesting. Yeah. They're always tinkering. They're always tweaking. But I guess more.
Always buying land, yeah. trying to pinch off of Augusta Country Club. It's crazy.
Poor Augusta Country Club.
Right.
It's like the younger brother.
It's like we're not asking, we're taking it, and we're giving you money for it.
Right.
Hey, it's absolutely happening.
You're gonna take the money and keep quiet.
Exactly.
So that's certainly coming up, and hopefully we'll obviously have Masters coverage and things as it gets closer. But certainly an exciting time of year. Now, speaking of exciting time of year, how about my Providence College Friars today? And they got a nice break with Richmond beating Iowa. Somehow.
They were going to get dusted by Iowa. Iowa's going to dust their ass.
I don't know that,
but yeah, no. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I have to work, but I'll find a way to watch it while I'm working. I'm excited about that. Didn't look great in the first. They looked great coming out. They had like about a 5 or an 8 minute stretch where they looked like dog crap. So they are glad to see they came back. They came out of the break firing, which was nice. But that Dakota team was pesky. They came back. They closed it to what, 2 down the stretch, and then they just couldn't. So. They just couldn't hang on. But yeah, great win for the Friars. Completely opposite of what my Friars did last week. They completely shit the bed against UMass, and they will not be moving on in the hockey, the Frozen Four. But anyways, it's a good day for the basketball side of things.
Absolutely. Now Richmond beating Iowa, which was shocking. PC has a legitimate chance to go to. I mean, they had a legitimate chance anyway, but they have a legitimate chance to go to the Sweet 16. And I have not seen a game. Tons of people have asked me about what time the game is on Saturday. I am not really sure. I'm not even sure that's been announced yet. I know there's more games tonight down over in Buffalo. I actually have friends, Joel Bassett and Mike Hamilton, made the trip to Buffalo.
I saw Hammy was there, yeah.
Yeah, so they're actually in Buffalo. They made the trip. I did look into going. I did do some due diligence, but it wasn't really going to be feasible. It was going to be tough to pull that off. But anyway, we do have boots on the ground over there for anything crazy that happens. So I don't know what time Saturday's game is. Hopefully. I'm hoping that's a night game. I'm hoping they get the late game.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's going to be like a 6 or 7 o'clock game. That'd be ideal.
That way it's not like in the middle of the afternoon. But
that'd be great.
We'll see. Who knows? I know UConn is playing over there. I think Arkansas and Vermont playing over there. So they actually have a good. That Buffalo location actually has a good set of teams. So good for them. But yeah, so we'll stay on that. Once again, I'm joining the PC jersey because it was another good day. Now, hopefully, the follow-up to this day won't be like the follow-up to last week when they got destroyed by Creighton in the final round of, not the final round, in the second round of the Big East tournament. But gotta like their chances. The expectation should be to get to the Sweet 16, and if they don't get to the Sweet 16, I think it's probably fair there. You got to beat Richmond. They should beat Richmond. Richmond's from the A10. The A10's terrible. Richmond shouldn't even be in the tournament. They won the A10 tournament as a 6th seed, and they ended up knocking out Xavier. So obviously they're playing well, but at this point you got to raise expectations. Because if Iowa had won, I think my attitude was going to be, well, PC still has to win the first game, which they did, and then let's see what happens against Iowa. If you get dusted by Iowa, then that's kind of bad. Be a tough game. But my thought was if they got dusted by Iowa, then that'd be a tough look. But if they stay close and it was a good game and then good, that's fine. I was gonna say let's wait and see what that game looks like. But now that it's not Iowa, they should win.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Saturday. I can't wait.
Yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's a good game time. I'm not sure. Like I said, unless it's been released.
I'm praying it's like a 6 or 7 o'clock game.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. Like I said, unless it's been released in the last few minutes, I'm not sure what time the game is on Saturday. Again, I've been in front of my computer, so I surely would have seen it, but I have not seen any time yet. There should only be two or three games. Two or four games, I guess. No, there should only be 2 games in Buffalo on Saturday because those are the last games of that region. So
because everybody gets knocked out Friday.
They should. What, Pat? You got to put your audio up.
How do I do that? Does that work? Who knows?
Yeah, I can hear
No,
you.
I just want to point out that New Mexico State, a number 12 seed, is crunching Connecticut, a number 5 seed, by 14 points in the second half. Also, St. Peter's, a 15 seed, is tied with Kentucky, all right, as well at halftime.
Wow.
There's your NCAA tournament from Pat Ford, sponsored by the Coalition Talk Radio.
Oh,
So UConn's going down?
18 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah, still a lot of time, but
Down 14.
But still, that's nice though.
To a resurgent New Mexico State.
and Kentucky's having
Kentucky's
trouble.
tied with a 15th seed St. Peter's at the half. Yikes.
Wow.
That's why it's called madness. That's why it's called madness.
And Perennial also ran. The Catamounts of Vermont are playing tonight. Playing a 4 seed in Arkansas.
They're playing the last.
Sure,
I think they have the
to
last
be
game.
potential upset. Vermont, of course, being the Princeton of the new millennium. We all remember Princeton's constant upsets because they're old school of playing it, and how it did not work well with street yard basketball.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, how about the Rams are getting
That's all I
what's his
think
face?
for the next month.
Robinson. So that's another person out of our grasp now.
Oh, we're switching talks to football. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at ESPN right now. $45 million deal, and they still hope to re-sign Odell. Jesus.
It just goes to show you the cap means nothing.
The cap means jack.
You can make whatever you want. You can make whatever you want work.
Dude, it's disgusting.
The Patriots just don't make an effort to do that, apparently. So
that's the same thing in baseball too. They friggin' Dodgers signed Freeman. You see that lineup? That lineup's retarded. It's so good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Red Sox are doing nothing, and the Yankees are
nothing. They're doing the same thing the Patriots are doing. Jack.
And the Yankees are somewhat loading up. It's kind of sort of ish.
I like that they. Right. I have zero confidence in the Yankees doing anything this year as far as playing well.
Yeah, well, that's another story. But they're at least signing players. Now, whether they play well or not, who the hell knows?
The Dodgers had a loaded roster last year too, and they lost. So,
sure.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that the Sox didn't pick him up because he's like a consummate professional. He's so good, runner-up MVP, if not the MVP, every year. But yeah, that's our baseball minute.
There you go. We did a baseball minute. We did multiple football minutes, including breaking
Pat Ford news.
We had a breaking Pat Ford news segment of college basketball updates. It would be nice to see UConn go down because, as a PC fan, obviously, awesome. not a don't really root for UConn. Nor do I have any time for Dan Hurley. Although he's a nice guy. I mean, I've talked to him before. There's that. The URI Rams basketball team, they're looking to sign a new coach. Hopefully they find someone good, I guess. They're talking about Archie Miller, who's the guy that was just bought out from Indiana. It's one of the biggest buyouts.
They're talking about Patino's kid too, right?
Yeah, Patino's kid. They should have signed Patino a few years ago, but they didn't. They didn't want to touch him, but he wanted the job, as we reported when I was with another news organization. So there's that. Yes, Pat, that one. There is that. So anyway, it's been a fun show. We did a smorgasbord, if I can use that word. Trying to get a big word in every show here. Smorgasbord of things. Obviously, golf is picking up. We're playing our first round tomorrow. My first round. Rich has played before, but it doesn't. Are you counting your previous rounds? Does that count as a round played, or is that like a exhibition?
No, really. I mean, I actually played decent. I think I shot like an 87. But
are we saying that tomorrow's your official first round for official purposes?
Official first. Well, this is the first round of the Degenerate Cup. My official first round will probably be like April 1st or whatever the
Yes, this is very much
whatever that first Sunday of April is probably.
Yes, this is very much preseason.
Yeah,
for sure. But our first official round tomorrow. It is golf season, so that is exciting, and we will perhaps provide updates and some content. We'll see what happens. We'll see what it looks like. But certainly excited to be at the King tomorrow. And if anyone else is playing, feel free to let us know where you're playing and how you're doing. It should be a great day. Play golf in the morning. Watch some
like 73.
Yeah. Watch basketball in the afternoon. And thankfully PC won today, so I won't be totally depressed and pissed off. So that's good. And I'll start getting nervous about Saturday's game on Saturday. So that's good. So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in again. Next week, huge week. Northeast Golf Show at Gillette Stadium, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is a chance we might not have a show next Thursday just because we're going to do all kinds of podcasts from the show. I'm not really sure. We're not there yet. But huge week for us. So if you're going
we'll just do it. Maybe we'll just do it on Friday.
So if you're going to the Northeast Golf Show, be sure to come and say hi. We have a booth. We'll have some merchandise. Admittedly, not a ton, but certainly we have some T-shirts and things of that nature. Jason Smith said he's going to be at the King tomorrow. All right, Jason, that's good.
Okay.
There's that.
I'll text you. I'll find out your details.
So there is that. So perhaps we'll see you tomorrow. I think we're playing like 9 a.m. or something. So anyway,
Yeah, like 9:10.
yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. But next week, huge week. We'll have all kinds of stuff leading up to it. I'm talking to Greg Sampson, who's running the show. Who's in charge of the show. I'm doing a podcast with him on a Tuesday afternoon at lunch, and then we'll put that out and play clips of it and whatever. So excited about that, and obviously excited for the Northeast Golf Show next week. Should be a good time. Tons of local companies from all over the region, and obviously be sure to come say hi to us. And there's all kinds of things going on. There's putting contests and driving simulators, whatever. So it should be a cool setup. I'm excited for it. I've never been to a golf show before. Certainly never exhibited at one. So we'll see what it looks like. But big week next week. Certainly one of the bigger ones that we've had since launching GolfNewsRI. So we're both excited for that. So come by, say hello, then go to the Links Drinks and see them and get a Links Drinks for sure. So we'll see you all next week at the show. And hopefully you all enjoy tomorrow, enjoy the golf, and enjoy the rest of your March Madness. Hopefully no one else's bracket is busted. So thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thanks to everyone for the support. And we will talk to you next week, either on the show, at the Northeast Golf Show, or both. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the week looks like. We'll see what crazy things happen in the golf world next week. So, Rich, we'll see you in a bit. And we'll see everyone soon.
Yeah, I'll see you probably about like 9, give or take, 9:15.
Let's tell everybody our plans. Anyway,
Yeah,
so anyway, we'll see you all, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great Thursday night and a great rest of your weekend. Peace.